So this is how Pandora works. So what we've done for the last 10 years, the principal endeavor at Pandora is there's a group of musicians. There are about 25 of them now. There used to be about 60. It's kind of ebbed and flowed over the years. Their job at Pandora is every day to come in, put on a pair of headphones, and listen to music. And song by song, they analyze those tunes along close to 400 musical attributes per song. So they actually manually score every little detail of melody and harmony and rhythm and form and instrumentation and vocal performance, etc. Kind of all of the aspects of the song that collectively give it its sound. So they write numbers one at a time. It's completely manual. It's completely crazy as an approach, right? It takes forever to do this. A 3-minute pop song can take 10, 12 minutes to analyze, and a symphony can take over an hour. And what they're doing, they essentially captures musical DNA. And so when you type a song into Pandora, what happens is we look at that song's kind of musical fingerprint, and we mathematically calculate musical proximity between that song and everything else in our collection. So it's like calculating musical neighbors. And then we don't actually sequence sort of 10 closest songs, because that would make for a monotonous experience. You know, we do things to sort of build more of a playlist-like experience. But fundamentally, we're connecting song with music logically. And we do about 10,000 new songs a month using this analysis. And then as you guys thumb up and thumb down, and you like to thumb, I think there's like 4 billion thumbs on Pandora so far, maybe 4.5. I think 1 out of every 6 songs, I think, gets a thumb up or a thumb down. That information feeds back into how we build playlists for you. And it's meant to kind of replicate the conversation between a film composer and a film director, where as you train Pandora, it learns. So it starts to understand what you like about music. And those thumbs, they're not only used, we actually use those thumbs in 2 ways. One is how it kind of curates your own radio station, but we also kind of collectively look at all the thumbs that are given for every song, for every context in which it plays. So we know what all of you think of playing a particular Beatles song on, you know, a station launched with The Who. Speaking of the latest, but those guys are what, 65 years old? Well, they did, I think, put on a pretty good show. But the audience tells us if that's a good choice or not. And over time, we've kind of learned the wisdom of the audience. It kind of tempers the genome a little bit, because sometimes the genome makes funny associations, which you've probably experienced some. Yeah, a bunch of giggling. Okay, so I had a funny interaction with someone a while ago who wrote in and said, "I'm really pissed off at you, Tim. You played a Celine Dion song on my Sarah McLachlan station." And it was a he. I wrote back and I said, so was the song musically not relevant? Because sometimes you make a mistake, there might be a data error or something. And he wrote back and he said, no, the music was kind of the style, but it was Celine Dion. So I wrote back and I said, well, did it not work in this set? Because we play songs in 3 or 4 song sets. And he wrote back and he said, no, it made sense in this set, but it was Celine Dion. And so I tried one more thing. I said, okay, was it the transitions? Like, was it the segues in and out of that song on either side? Or was it kind of, you know, weird or rocky or something? And he said, no, the transitions worked pretty well, but it was Celine Dion. And so we went back and forth like 1 or 2 more times, and his last email to me was, oh my God, I like Celine Dion. And the thing is, Pandora doesn't get the joke. Because Pandora, when it makes selections, it's doing it based on musicology. It doesn't have any conception of what we all know is funny about that. Pandora's blind to that, because it really does base its recommendations on musicology. So we consider ourselves to have an important role to play in breaking down these terrible stereotypes that clearly you all have about some of these artists out there. So that's part of our role.